A Swedish woman that was left paralysed after an injury more than a year ago is finding herself trapped in the United Kingdom at no fault of her own. We're going to have a look at this article from The Guardian. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here. Paralysed Swedish woman in London cannot return home due to bureaucracy. Yeah, it is to be clear, like, Sweden are just as fault here. But let's be clear: if we were part of the European Union, if we hadn't done Brexit, this would not be a story. This would not be happening right now. Just to be clear. The names that will be used in this article are also different from their official names, but they've been changed for their request as well. So what this is all about: so a 52-year-old in hospital for more than a year after a bike accident wants to be reprimanded, but is not listed as a resident in Sweden. A Swedish woman is left paralysed after a catastrophic bike accident has been stranded in a London hospital for more than a year. Efforts to reprimand her to her home country failed due to Stockholm's bureaucracy. The situation described her husband as shameful, following a similar case in which authorities threatened to deport a 70-year-old British woman with Alzheimer's because of her strict adherence to Brexit red tape. I will put a link at the end of the video if you guys want to see that story. I'm pretty sure I've done a short video with regards to that. Karen, a 52-year-old polling company executive, had been living in London for more than 25 years when she sustained a severe brain injury from hitting her head on the pavement after coming off a bike last March. That's terrible. Her injuries are so severe that she had spent the past year being moved from one intensive care unit and one hospital to another, requiring a series of life-saving surgeries and procedures. Oh God. She is now in a high dependence unit in London Hospital, but her husband Tom wants to take her home to Sweden, where he, Karen, and her 12-year-old son could be close to their mother and 3 siblings. That's pretty horrible to have to be sent, going from one care unit to another, one hospital to another, just to save her. It's just absolute horrible feeling. But because she lived out of the country for so long, she has fallen off Sweden's official population register and cannot be considered eligible for care in its healthcare system. Her husband has been told that he can present documents to get her relisted as a resident in Sweden on behalf, but only when his wife, who cannot walk or talk, is physically in the country. Now that bit right there, where it says physically in the country. Now, people may argue that, well, Brexit wouldn't make a difference if because she's not been in the country for so long and because of the registration list. That's true, but they can get her in the country if they were part of the EU, because there's free-flowing movement there. I believe that might have made a difference in this situation. But I haven't read the full thing, so we're going to keep reading, so I could be wrong. But that's my interpretation as of this moment. In a shattering catch-22 situation, the NHS cannot transfer to a Swedish healthcare system because hospitals there cannot receive a patient who is not on the population register. The family's local MP, Labour's Helen Hayes, who has been supporting them since January, described the case as shocking. Karen's accident was a terrible tragedy which is devastating for Karen and her family. She was currently trapped between two wholly incompatible and inflexible systems. This impassage is compounding the family's suffering, said Hayes, adding that the case demands basic compassion from all sides to find a solution for an extremely vulnerable citizen of the country. She has written to Europe's Affairs Minister Leo Docci, urging him to seek a meeting between the UK and Sweden's officials with the hope that both countries can work together outside existing protocols. As this is a truly exceptional case, this will require exceptional actions by both the UK government and the Swedish government, as well as the NHS and the Swedish health professionals, she wrote. Sweden's refusal to allow an exception to the rule for a vulnerable citizen has shocked Karen's family, and her husband believes many other immigrants from Sweden will be unaware of the consequences of falling off the population register. Yeah, that's quite... if other people could be in a similar situation, this could be the first of many. I've been with Karen for a long time, and I've been to Sweden many times when I was under the impression that Sweden was a compassionate Western liberal democracy, he said. He said the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office said it would only assist in the costly medical evacuation, support he desperately needs given he's been unable to work since his wife's accident. I'm very down about this. I feel this is shameful. Karen is very Swedish, and in many ways she really loves her country and loves to go back and spend summers there. We've been making plans to retire there in the next year or so, and the fact that we are so severely let down is quite awful, he added. Tom has dedicated his life to caring for his wife, even writing to 349 MPs at the Riksdag in Sweden. He got a reply from only one, who expressed his sympathy but said he was unable to resolve the situation. Tom has also wrote to the European Commission and the United Nations Office of the High Commissioners for Human Rights, arguing that his wife has been discriminated against as a disabled person. They have too been unable to break the impasse. The Swedish tax authorities confirmed the rules, saying that a Swedish national could be relisted on the register by a carer once a citizen was in the country. An FCDO spokesperson says, "We are supporting the family of the British-Swedish dual national." Yeah, but you haven't resolved the situation, have you? This is a very difficult situation. But yeah, compassion has been lost in this situation here. That is for sure. What is the solution? Well, someone needs to do something. That is for sure. I have nothing but sympathy for her, for Tom, and for everyone associated with the family in this situation. But there needs to be some kind of compromise. The British and Swedish governments, along with the healthcare of the NHS as well as the Swedish healthcare, need to come together to resolve this situation. The fact that they can't physically put her in the country because of what's happened to her. There needs to be a realistic solution to this. What would you guys recommend? What would you suggest in the comments below? I'd be eager to hear what you guys have to say. I'm quite surprised. Obviously, I don't know too much about Swedish politics. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know. Because the fact that he has written to several politicians for help, and he only got one response. That's quite worrying as well. So thank you guys very much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe as always. Any ideas, suggestions of what we could do to help would be greatly appreciated.